What is up, guys? Tonight on Project AP1 S2000, we will be installing a Eibach bigger front sway bar on my 2003 Honda S2000. Now, the reason for me wanting to increase the size of the front bar is that under certain circumstances, especially when running grippier around 200 treadwear tires on this car, I find it very easy to lift the inside rear tire when cornering, and then doing so actually unlocks the torsion diff. Torsion limited slip differential, which is what the factory S2000, along with a lot of many other Japanese sports cars come with from the factory, it needs to have load on both sides of the wheels in order for it to lock. And if you release that load or lessen that load too much, it essentially becomes an open diff. Now, I didn't seem to have too much of an issue with this with the AP2. I think the sway bar sizes are a little bit different for both. I know suspension tuning is also a little bit different out of the box, but both cars on stiffer Teen Flex coilovers. Actually, these are Teen Monosports in the AP1, but the rates are actually even stiffer in this car than they are the AP2. However, this still has an issue lifting the inside rear wheels. So the goal by going with a bigger front bar is to hopefully keep that down and to prevent that from happening. Now, the model number of bar that I went with is for the S2000. It's model number 4043.320F. The kit comes with the bar itself, plus they give you polyurethane sway bar bushings with it, right here. And these are meant to be used with the OEM sway bar brackets. So the installation should be fairly simple. I have the car already jacked up because I recently just changed the motor mounts on it. So while I had it up, I figured I might as well throw the bar on there as well. Starting off, we're going to remove the center belly pan and then undo the sway bar end links, followed by the sway bar brackets. So we'll start with there. Bam. Oh, hello there. So we're going to undo the end link attached to the sway bar itself on each side. Now these are a ball joint, and the inside can swing and swivel freely in this housing here. So in order to stop the rod or the threaded section from spinning, it accepts an Allen head on the end, like so. And actually, I'm going to put my ratcheting wrench on here to loosen this, so get that around, and then put this in here. And I'm just gonna go ahead and loosen this up. And I already took upon myself to spray a little penetrating oil on there before doing this. So as you guys saw, as I was taking off the driver's side end link nut, the Allen hex head inside the threads here started to strip. And it's unfortunate that Honda uses this fucking cunty design where it should have a hex nut right here. So in the event that you do have issues here, you can always put a hex wrench on the end of it to hold the thing and prevent it from spinning. So what I did for the passenger side, and as you saw, which allowed me to get it off because I wanted to do the same thing, was I tightened the nut, had some PB Blaster on there, and I chased the threads at the end because that's where it was getting hung up on both sides. It's the threads at the end because they're exposed to the elements, and rust builds up on the threads, and that's what causes the jam. So after chasing the threads with a tap, it's metric 10 by 1.25 millimeter. I was able to then back the nut off completely. And the way after it's stripped on the driver's side, I was able to put a pair of needle nose vice grips around this round part here just to prevent it from moving, and that gave me enough clamping force to do what I had to do. So for the sake of just getting the car running right now, I'm going to throw these back on, although these are pretty much going to be gone permanently. I'm going to go order a set of adjustable end links and just be done with it. However, I'm going to be taking all the suspension off pretty soon anyways because I'm going to be powder coating everything. So for now, I'm just going to run these back on and put a little bit of anti-seize in there. And next time they come off, though, they're coming off for good. So now that the sway bar is free except for the two brackets holding it on, there's two 14mm bolts here and here on each side that hold the bracket, or hold the sway bar on. I'm going to take those off now, and then we can proceed with swapping the bushings onto the new one and transferring the brackets over and just kind of reversing what we just did to take everything off. Okay, so here's the two sway bars side by side for a quick comparison. The stock AP1 bar is 27.2 millimeters thick. It's a hollow sway bar. The Eibach bar is also hollow, and it's 32 millimeters thick. And so we're talking about almost a 5 millimeter difference in size here, which is kind of a lot. And the Eibach bar has two stiffness settings. This hole right here is the stiffest, and this is the softest. I'm going to start with the softest just because I don't want to induce any more understeer if possible. I know it's already going to be more prone to do that since I'm increasing the front bar size. I'm really just trying to get rid of the rear inside wheel spin by going with the bigger bar. So I'm going to start with the softest setting and see how it is. I'm probably going to have to go realign the car anyways afterwards just because I haven't aligned it since I put the Teen Mono Sports on it, so I don't quite know where it is right now. But other than that, I'm going to install the poly sway bar bushings that were supplied with the kit, and I'm going to use the bushing grease that they give you. Now, I always stock up on this stuff anyways because I've done a bunch of poly kits in the other cars, but use all of it. Don't be shy with it. It's really nasty and tacky. Don't get it on your skin. But just use generous amounts. I'm going to go on the inside of the bushing, so inside that wraps around the bar itself will have plenty of lube. And then also I'm gonna go in between the outside of the bushing and the sway bar bracket, which I'll be transferring from the stock bar over. And again, just globbing it on there and using the whole thing. All right, so now that the brackets are bolted in holding the bar with the new bushings, we're gonna just put our end links through the sway bar. And like I said, I'm going to the softest setting, which is the outer hull. The inner is the harder setting. But what I'm gonna do is, and I'm not gonna be able to really videotape this so well, so I'm gonna have these in here. I'm just gonna get the nuts started on the ends. Actually, grab that here. I'll get the nuts started, but what I'm going to do is I'm going to put the wheels back on the car. I'm going to lift it up off of the jack stands, and I'm going to put some spare rims that I have underneath the wheels. Then I'm going to lower the car back down, and from there I can put some load on the fronts. So it'll be, take out any preload that I may be putting on the bar. If you connect the bar right now while the suspension's at full droop, and you tighten the end link nuts all the way down, when you lower the car, you could possibly be preloading one side or the other. So by doing this way, putting load on the car and leaving the bar sitting wherever it wants to sit, it's at a neutral state with no preload on it, and then from there I would tighten down the end link nuts. So I won't be able to videotape under the car because it's just me shooting this. So I'll do an outside view so you guys can see what I'm talking about, just to get along for the idea. But basically that's all that's left, is to just snug up the end link nuts and put our belly pan back on, and we are done with this. So I'll show you what I'm going to do next. And who says stock Miata wheels are completely worthless? Well guys, that concludes the front sway bar installation on Project AP1 S2000. Thank you guys for tuning in. Good luck to you guys who are doing this yourselves at home. If you have any questions or comments, leave it below. I'll do my best to answer it. And as always, thank you very much for watching. Till next time, done.